Okay, so in today's video, we're going to take you through top 5 secrets for weight loss in 2021. We're going to take you from here to here in 5 easy steps. Stay tuned. Number 1, peri-workout nutrition. Now this is the number 1 key for success in shredding body fat and building muscle. Now what is peri-workout nutrition? Peri-workout nutrition is the meals and the nutrition we have around our workouts. So the meal before training, whatever we're consuming whilst we're working out, and the meal after working out. So these are the most important times of the day in terms of feeding our body to help our body perform as optimally as possible in the gym. Now, how do we create an awesome body composition and a lean athletic physique? And that's by improving our performance in the gym, getting stronger, getting fitter, being able to do more reps, lift more weight. Now, this is really the key in terms of creating an adaptive response from our body, which is ultimately what we're looking to do through training as a stimulus. Now, in terms of nutritionally, why is this important? Well, our body is like a Formula 1 car. If we put diesel in a Formula 1 car, it's not going to work. So we want to make sure our body's optimized so we can train as hard as possible so we can get maximal results, which means we can burn more body fat, build more muscle in record time. And this is exactly what we do with all of our clients to set this up. So I'm going to give you some very simple tips in terms of what I'd recommend generally now. So firstly, pre-workout meal. Good question what people ask is, do I need to have carbohydrates? Yes, I would recommend you have carbohydrates. I recommend you have proteins and carbs always at the meal before training. When should you be eating before training? Very person dependent, depending on digestion, but I'd recommend normally around probably 90 minutes is optimal for most people, or up to 2 hours pre-workout. So it's a pre-workout meal. We want proteins and carbohydrates from good sources, easily digestible. So things like whey proteins, very easily digestible. Things like ground rice, cream of rice. You could have chicken and rice. You can have anything you want in that respect that you find digest easily on your stomach. Doesn't cause bloating when you go into the workouts. If you've got any questions on that, drop a comment below this video. I'll give you some more advice. Next up, intra-workout. So during the training session, again, I recommend you use some form of carbohydrates. So I'd recommend using cyclic dextrin carbohydrates, or you can use glucose, dextrose, anything like that. We want to give our body fuel when it needs it, when it's working out. And again, this is going to be the key, creating an adaptive response, pushing our training, getting stronger, getting fitter, and building a lean athletic physique. Coinciding with that, what we also want to make sure is that we can actually emphasize on recovery. So in regards to building muscle mass, one of the biggest mistakes people make is they think progress happens in the gym. Progress is created in the gym, but progress actually happens out the gym when we're recovering. And we can start this recovery process whilst we're in the gym by giving our body amino acids, so it can actually start the repair process whilst we're training and protect too much muscle tissue breakdown through resistance training. So during a workout, I would recommend you have around 20 grams of EAAs, so essential amino acids. And we want the essential amino acids, not the cheap BCAAs that the supplement companies will try and sell you, because essential amino acids our body can't produce itself. The reason we want 20 grams is the minimum we need to stimulate muscle protein synthesis, which is basically the process in which our body starts to repair itself. So 20 grams of EAAs intra-workout will be an absolute killer for you. Also within this intra-workout stack, I'd also add in 5 grams of creatine. Creatine doesn't make you hold water, before anyone asks. So creatine uses ATP, which is a stored form of energy within our muscle cells, which again is going to force and drive performance. Whilst we're training, we're going to have these two in our bloodstream being pushed into the nutrients whilst being digested, into the muscles whilst being digested. So this is very, very helpful. And obviously we would have carbs here as well, as I said. Carbs amount varies, because it depends how big you are and your tolerance to that. So for most people, I'd probably start 20 grams, 25 grams is probably a good starting place. So that's intra-workout. Now post-workout, again, we want proteins, carbohydrates, very similar to the pre-workout meal. Post-workout, you can have faster digestion carbohydrates, even if you want more fun foods, things like cereals, you can have that post-workout, absolutely no idea. So this is point number 1, peri-workout nutrition. This is a game changer when it comes to building muscle, shredding fat in record time. Number 2, now this is a hidden gem that a lot of people don't think of, and that's stress management. So what do I mean by stress management? We will have a lot of stress in our lives, in particular with this COVID bullshit going on at the moment. So having control of this is very important. Why? When we get stressed, our body releases cortisol. Cortisol is a fat storage hormone and also breaks down muscle tissues. We do not want to be having high cortisol levels whilst we're eating or whilst generally, because that's going to be pushing, making us more predominant to storing body fat. So keeping stress management levels under control is very important. Some methods to do that, and I would say I'm a big fan of writing things down, having a brain dump, and like having clarity with things that makes a big difference. I use something called Daily Action Planner, or I write down everything I need to do for the day, for the week, and that helps me clear my mind, it helps me keep stress under control. Another thing I'd recommend if people haven't tried it before is something called the app Headspace, which is very good for guided meditation and breathing, which is a very good way to maximize keeping yourself cool, calm, collected, which is ultimately what we need to be doing to maximize fat loss and building muscle mass, because stress management is very, very key, and a lot of people overlook this. So keep an eye on your stress levels, be aware of this. You'll probably notice sometimes that when you go away on holiday and you relax, and even if you're eating more than you were normally, that you like, I get this a lot, I actually come back a lot leaner because my stress levels are so much lower and much more chilled. Number 3 is digestion. So we're not the food we eat, we are the food that we absorb. So it's very important that just because we put something in our mouth doesn't mean our body's going to assimilate and digest that food correctly. So what do I mean by digestion? So ultimately, this is you becoming very self-aware of yourself. So avoid foods that cause any digestive issues. So if something gives you bloating, gas, a bad stomach when you go to the toilet, these sort of things you really want to take home and be like, okay, what did I eat that's caused this? And then try and remove these foods. And this will make a big difference to improving digestion and reducing inflammation within the gut. Because inflammation within your stomach will have a very negative effect on your immune system, because 77% of our immune system is actually based in our digestive tract. So we want to be very, very aware of this. So a couple of culprits I would watch out for most people, and this includes myself. So number 1, I do it in red because it's like the naughty step, lactose. So dairy tends to cause a lot of problems for a lot of people, myself included. The only dairy that I can get away with is like 0% low-fat Greek yogurt in like reasonable amounts. If I ate too much of it, I'd probably have a problem. So lactose is a big one I'd watch out for. Another one would be gluten. So I really cottoned onto this myself with, I love oats, and I was getting a lot of issues with bloating, wind, and I was like, okay, what's causing this issue here? And as soon as I moved to gluten-free oats, absolutely no problem at all. Had my oats this morning, golden, all good to go. So these would be the 2 big culprits I would look out for. And then the third one is an extra added bonus for you guys, is processed foods. So foods that are generally very heavy in artificial sweeteners, you will find have a very pro-inflammatory effect on the body and has a negative effect on digestion. Your body digesting and assimilating all the food you're actually eating correctly will make a big difference in reducing inflammation throughout your body consistently, helping you burn more calories, burn more body fat, and ultimately build your happier, leaner physique in less time and way easier. Number 4, NEAT. I don't mean neat as in tidy. So this stands for non-exercise activity thermogenesis. So non-exercise activity thermogenesis basically means doing what I'm doing now, just moving around. So general daily activity. So the more active we are on a daily basis, obviously the more calories we're going to be burning. So particularly with a lot of people working from home at the moment, this lockdown shit in the UK, or wherever you may well be in the world, people aren't moving as much because you're not commuting to work, you might be getting the tube, whatever. That's why it's really important to make sure that you stay active, you make yourself go for a walk, you stay on your feet. Great tool to utilize and track things is an Oura Ring. So that's something I personally use for the last 2-3 years. It was an absolute game changer in terms of tracking the amount of steps you're making every day and how active you are, and will have a big impact on you ultimately being able to quantify what you're doing. And we have to think, if you're burning extra 200 calories from steps every day, that's going to add up significantly over a week. So that's going to be an extra 1,400 calories in a week, which for a woman is like an entire day's food for a lot of people. So be wary of how many steps you're making every day. NEAT has a huge impact on fat loss. Number 5, sleep. So this is the key in terms of building muscle and shredding fat. So the reality with sleep is we want to make sure that we're not going to sleep in a very stressed state. We want to try and avoid caffeine probably off about 6 hours before going to bed, because caffeine has a half-life of 6 hours. Now, why is sleep important? Well, when we sleep, thousands of metabolic processes are happening, to basically almost like reset our body and put our body into like recovery repair mode. Now, this is vital and actually when our body goes into more of like a building muscle and a burning fat phase. So it's really, really important that we're getting our sleep done correctly and we're getting good quality deep sleep. So a couple of things I'd recommend are just improving your sleeping environment. So making sure you're in a cool room, a dark room. I use a face eye mask, and I also recommend using supplements that can actually aid in making you go to deeper sleep naturally. One of which is the Sleep Stack from Supplement Needs, which I'd highly recommend. This is something you can't overlook. Another very basic tip for this, which makes a big difference, is go to bed at the same time and get up at the same time roughly every day. That will give your body consistency and create a good circadian rhythm. When people go to bed very late at the weekend and then they get up late at the weekend and then try and get up early again on Monday, they effectively almost have jet lag where their body's all over the place in terms of time to getting up. So sleep is a really, really big one when it comes to maximising your body's fat burning ability whilst building muscle. So that's a wrap, guys. That's my top 5 tips for burning body fat, building muscle for 2021. If you want to go from here to here in record time, I'd absolutely love to help. If you hit the link below this video, you can book in a free 6-pack structure call with myself and the CJ coaching team to map out how we can get you the ultimate results this year. I hope this video was helpful, insightful, and gives you some information to get the ultimate results you can this year. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, and drop us a comment below with any questions.